Drawing accidentals. Oops!
Today we are going to practice drawing our accidentals. We're going to start with sharp signs, then we will go to flat signs, and then finally we will make our natural signs. FYI, we are only going to be drawing them on the lines today, not on the spaces. We're going to draw our treble clef sign right here at the beginning of the staff, just like we normally do. Make that long J, the ball at the end, our loop, go around, make kind of a swirly six that doesn't connect around the G line. Okay, we're gonna start making our sharp accidentals. Let's start on the E line, making sure that in our little square, directly in the middle of it is our E line. Moving on to our G line. Again, when you make that little square, make sure that the G line goes right through the middle of it. If you are wondering what in the world a sharp is, it just means it raises a note a half step higher than it would normally be, and I will explain that more in another video. Sharp signs also look like a mini tic-tac-toe or a hashtag or a number sign, so that will help you remember what a sharp sign looks like in music. Now we're moving on to our flat signs, but let's make that treble clef sign again. We can't practice making our treble clef sign too much. It's a really good practice. So our flat sign kind of looks like a fancy lowercase b with kind of a pointy end. And we made it on our E line. It also has a stem just like some of our notes. Obviously not the whole note though. Get that B line right through the middle of that bubble, the pointy bubble. So our flat sign makes our original note a half step lower. I will explain this in more detail in a future video. Okay, we're moving on to our natural accidental. Let's make that treble clef sign again. You're probably getting really good at this now. I'm still holding my phone to take this video, so mine don't always look the best. Sometimes I'm a little wobbly. So we're making our accidental sign. This one to me is a little bit more difficult. It looks like an uppercase L and then an upside down uppercase L. But again, in that square, the little square it makes in the middle, you have to have your line directly through it. That's so important. If it's not in the middle of it, people cannot read the music. They do not know what it means, okay? So that's why it's so important. A musician needs to know whether the accidental is on a line or a space. Just like notes, they need to know whether it's on a line or a space. If it's confusing at all, they will not be able to read the music. What I've circled here is just a regular old G. You can call it G or G natural. Next, I added the flat sign right before my G to make it a G flat. You always have to put it before the note. And lastly, I have a G natural, and I made sure to put that natural sign right before the G to make sure you do not play it as a G flat. Here I circled the G again, or you can call it a G natural. Next, I circled the G sharp, making sure I put that sharp sign before the G to let me know that it's time to play or sing G sharp. And lastly, I added the natural sign to let everyone know that it is no longer a G sharp, but a G natural. Okay, now I'm going to play a G natural, or you can just call it a G. And then if I go to the left, I go a little lower, a half step lower. This is a G flat. Right there on the black key is a G flat. Then I go back to G natural, or just regular old G. And then if I go to the right, I go up a half step to G sharp, right there. G natural, G flat, and then G natural, G sharp. Okay, everyone, I hope you're starting to understand this a little bit. It is going to take some time to understand all of it. There are layers and complexities in music, but eventually it will start making sense. So, if you have questions, send me a message. I will get to all of those questions in future videos, okay? Until I get to those videos, I wanted to give a shout out to Cadence in 3rd grade. She did an awesome job on her treble clef staff, drawing her space notes, F-A-C-E. She made sure all of them were uppercase letters just like we do in music. And her treble clef is beautifully drawn, making sure she swirled around that G line. Great job, Cadence. Yay!
Like and subscribe to see more of my mom's videos.